Hi, this is a video on how to disassemble and repair a remote control. This is a Sony RMZ. Here, let me change this a little bit. RMVLZ620. This, I think, is our universal remote. So, the remote is mostly working, but what I've seen is the volume up isn't very responsive. So you can tell if it's transmitting. If you use your camera and you look here, you can see these flash when you press the button. Or on this remote, I think this TV lights up too. So if I press this, you see how that lights up, and you can see the LEDs inside there too. That's what transmits the signal to the TV. So you can see the volume and the up and the down, they work fine. And then the channel up and down. And then the volume, if I go down, that's working, but then if I go up, see, the up doesn't work very good. Now if I press hard and I kind of wiggle it, I might get it to work. But see, it's not responding. The other buttons work, so I'll hit some other random buttons here. You can see they all work, without having to put a whole ton of pressure on the button. So I'm just going to show you how we can take this apart and fix it. It's a very common problem with these, and if you're willing to take it apart with a little bit of cleaning, you can get it working again just like new. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take this apart, hold the battery cover off, and we'll take the batteries out. Okay, and put those aside. And there is one screw in this particular remote. Not all the remotes are going to have a screw, but this one does. So we're going to pull that one screw out. It sits right here. Get a small Phillips head screwdriver, and we'll get that out of there. There we go. Okay, now the hardest part is actually prying these apart. So what I've done is, if you have like some scrap plastic, just some clear, or like this, it's kind of a red color, but I just cut this out of some packaging, and it's somewhat stiff but still flexible enough to kind of get into cracks. So what I did with this remote to get it apart is I'm going to go back in here in the corner with the corner of this, and I'm going to insert it into here and push it up, and you'll see there are clips inside at various points around the seam of this thing, and then as you get it in there and you start working it around, it will pop it apart, and it'll start popping those. It'll start popping those clips apart. It's not always easy either, but we'll get it. Just kind of have to feel for it. I heard something click there. Let's see if we can get it apart here. Let's see here. It takes a little bit of patience sometimes to come, but it will pop here pretty soon. And sometimes you can pull apart a little bit, and you'll hear it snap. this one will come. I've had it apart already. There we go. So we've got past that end one. And I'm just going to work my way around. See, now it's starting to come apart. And you just work your way around the seam. You can see how it's come a little bit apart here. And we'll just go around. Yep, there goes another one. And you can see the direction. I'm kind of pushing it towards the back cover. And there goes another one. And you just keep sliding your plastic down and it will. There's another one. And there we go. So we got half of it gone. Now this end piece will pop out of here. It will fall out eventually. Now I'm going to work it from the other side here, from the end where we started, and just work it around. There we go. Now it's starting to come apart. And you want to be gentle with it. I mean, these are somewhat flexible, these remotes, where it's not going to break real easy, but you don't want to break the clips and then not be able to, there it goes, not be able to get it back together, but now we're getting close. See here. Oops, we're almost there. So I get my tool in here. There we go. It all popped apart, and there's our end cap, like I said, would come out. And here is our, I don't know if I broke it. No, I don't know. I don't think I broke anything. But you can see that there are these little areas where the clip goes in, and then on this part, see, that's, well, there's the notch. So then this little clip part goes into those notches. So anyway, so that's how it comes apart. You just have to be patient with it. And then what's cool is this whole thing just lifts right out of here. Now, on this on the circuit board, you know, these are the contact points where the buttons actually push against. And sometimes, well, frequently, the more you use the button, it starts to get this kind of grease pushing out from, you know, from this carbon material onto this. And it might be hard to see. Oops, sorry. It might be hard to see here. Oops, sorry. I gotta stabilize my. There we go. It might be hard to see, but you'll get some. You get some kind of greasiness on some of the buttons, and it makes the contact not work. So you can see how there's kind of this shiny stuff on here, the grease, and that gets in here, and you can see on the buttons too. So the volume is the most used one. That is this one. And you can kind of see how it's shiny. And the other buttons, some of them do have a shine, some of them don't as much. But so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some alcohol and clean everything. Get that grease off of there, and then we'll put it back together, and I'll show you if it, that's working again. So hold on here a moment. All right, so I got some alcohol on this, just some isopropyl alcohol, 90, I think the 92% one or 91 or something like that. You just get it at the your local CVS or grocery store. And anyway, I'm just going to clean all these off, and this is going to remove all that grease that's on there. And this is kind of the boring part, but this is just, see how that there's some black stuff coming off? That's just that grease coming off onto the swab. So make sure these are really clean. You just go through, take your time, and clean all the contact points. And you can see how there's stuff coming off. Usually got little LEDs on them. Usually like the LEDs for the just show you if you're pressing a button or not. So we've got these all cleaned off. And then I'm going to clean off these as well. We get a new Q-tip here. And okay, I'm back. And we're just going to clean all these buttons off here. Just get that kind of that greasy stuff off of there. These things have a lot of buttons on them. Here's the channel and volume. These are the most used ones, so these are the ones that get the worst. Usually the ones that stop working first. But we'll just keep cleaning here. And all the way up to include the power and whatnot. So you can see I get stuff off of here. All right, and that's it. We're all clean. And now we'll just reassemble here. Put this one back this way. We zoom out a little bit. That just drops in there. And then this piece can go like that. And then this piece can go on top like this. And just gently make sure everything is aligned. It should snap back together. There we go. All right. And then there's a screw there. We'll put that screw back in. Okay. And we'll drop the batteries in and see if our volume up, which was the one that was giving me trouble, is working. Put the cover back on so we're fully reassembled here. And here's my volume up. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now it's working. I don't have to press on it hard anymore. It just responds. All my other buttons are still working. You can see this lights up too when it's responding. So yeah. So that's all there is to it. Most of the time it's just that grease. You know, gets in there and makes the contact not work anymore. So most of the time that's all it is with these remotes. A lot of people, I'm sure, throw them away and get a new one. But if you're willing to take a little risk, you know, just get a piece of plastic, pry it apart like I showed you, clean it up with a little bit of alcohol, put it back together. It should work good as new. And that's all I had for this video. Thanks for watching.